The late 19th century marked a period of time known as the Gilded Age. Called the Gilded Age by Mark Twain and Charles Warner, it was a period of time where a modern industrial society was created. Political issues, labor violence, racial tension, and unhappiness among unemployed were common during this era. Mass immigration and demand and production of products affect the economy and cause a few individuals to become very wealthy. The word gilded actually means to cover thinly with gold. So, the name of this era, the Gilded Age, means that while times seemed great on the surface, they were actually corrupt underneath. During the Gilded Age, political machines were prominent. Political machines were organizations formed in the early 1900s with the purpose of securing success in elections. These groups of people supplied jobs and housing for immigrants in exchange for a vote for the political machine's candidate. Machines also offered education for children who immigrated. They also helped immigrants gain citizenship so that they could vote. While all of these benefits seemed genuine, they were actually put into action to help get certain machines elected. These so-called benefits exemplify the hidden corruption that was found beneath the surface during this time period. One of the most famous political machines was known as Tammany Hall. This machine was formed by a group of Democratic activists and was run by William Margaret Tweed. William Boss Tweed was a politician in New York City who had been elected leader of Tammany Hall. Tammany Hall also gave gifts to the poor and helped immigrants become citizens. While these gifts and helps for immigrants seemed genuine, they were all done in order to help Tammany Hall gain power and support. Eventually, Tweed dominated the Democratic Party and had representatives from Tammany Hall elected as mayor of New York City, governor, and speaker of the state assembly. In 1870, he gained control of the city treasury. This control of the treasury allowed Tweed to steal money by faking leases, unneeded repairs, and overpricing goods and services. Eventually, Tweed and his ring of people in Tammany Hall had managed to steal between an estimated $30 and $200 million from New York City. Tammany Hall and Boss Tweed represent the Gilded Age by seeming great on the outside by helping people, while they were actually corrupt on the inside, stealing money from New York City. In addition to scandals led by political machines, the visible wealth of a small group of individuals during the Gilded Age hid underlying issues found in society. John D. Rockefeller and Andrew Carnegie were two visibly wealthy individuals during this era. John D. Rockefeller owned an oil company called Standard Oil Company. He became one of the wealthiest men in the world and a major philanthropist. Andrew Carnegie was also a very wealthy man. He owned a steel company called Carnegie Steel. While few individuals grew to be rich and powerful, many families found themselves in poverty. In 1890, 11 million out of the 12 million families living in the United States earned an average income of $380 a year, placing them below the poverty line. The wealth and power gained by Rockefeller and Carnegie and the poverty found in almost every family alive during the Gilded Age is a prime example of what society had become. Some were very rich while others were very poor. Overall, the Gilded Age was a time of growth and learning for the United States that helped shape our modern lives. Without it, the industrial society that we live in today may not have been the same.